again. You've only won 5 of the subsequent 17 Premier League matches at home. That's a worry. I know you've drawn a lot of them, but is it a worry?
Context is important, because I think if you look at the beginning of this year, that period of February and March when we lost those 6 home games in a row.
But you've only won 2 of the last 5.
We have only won 2 of the last 5, but you have to think about 2 of those games were against Chelsea and Manchester City. And yes, we didn't win those games, but I feel like we played very well in them. The Brighton game, I was at that game. There's no excuses. We should have done better in that game. But that happens. I think you mentioned the last 4 seasons before. The previous time where it was Liverpool and Manchester City laying waste to the rest of the Premier League. I don't think we've got that this season. I think we have to evaluate things a little bit differently.
OK, well, let's look at the injury sheet then. So it's quite a long one. This is players who have either just about to come back from injury or are injured already. That's a long list. There's a good 10 names on there as well. And Roberto Firmino is now one of them. He won't be back probably until, again, for another month or so. Are you missing him more than maybe people had given anybody credit for?
I think so. I think that the narrative on him was that he was already on the other side of the hill and that Jota was the coming man, and that there was lots of talk about, is Jota now first choice in this Liverpool front 3? Jota's a very good footballer and he offers something different to Firmino, but if you look at the way Firmino works within this team, I still think you see this team works at a higher level when he's in there. So Jota still has the chance to get there. He has a chance to build into being a Liverpool number 9. Firmino is the archetypal Liverpool number 9.
Just incidentally, Diogo Jota for Liverpool against Arsenal has scored 3 goals, which is even better. When, in fact, he's done that in 39 minutes of being on the pitch. That's incredible. That's a goal every 13 minutes or so.
And I think in both home and away last season he scored against them, and both in games where, well, I think the home game was right at the beginning of his Liverpool career. We didn't really know what we'd had. And then in the away game here, I think he'd just come back from his injury, so we were still a little bit unsure. And he hit the ground running. And that's one of the things that has kind of endeared him to us, that he has shown that sharpness from day one. So he likes Arsenal. I'm sure more than Arsenal like him.
Well, let's talk about Arsenal then, because back in September, Arsenal were 15 points below Liverpool, and then here they are going into this weekend knowing that if they win at Anfield, they will go above them. I also have to say, though, that it's the first time, and it would be the first time after more than 4 games since December 2017, that they would have been above Liverpool, which shows the domination and perhaps shows more what Arsenal... And are they now challengers?
I wouldn't quite say they were challengers, but again, context. You know me, Crabbers, I'm a big man for context. At that point where you said in September, I think they'd lost all 3 games, so they had 0 points. So you obviously think they're not going to continue on 0 points. They've had a very good run since then. They look like they're beginning to work it out, but they haven't really been tested in that run since then. I don't even think they've conceded the first goal in a Premier League game since those defeats. So they haven't really had their chin tested, and I'm sure that's exactly what's going to happen when they come to Anfield.
They're not especially scoring many goals as well. Mo Salah has scored only 3 less than the entire Arsenal team all put together. Very briefly then, in terms of how important this one might be. Are Liverpool, despite us sort of half being serious about this big blip and them falling away already, Are you going to win the Premier League this year? There you go.
Give me a nice easy one to finish with. I think we will. And I think the result of this game will be important for us, but I don't think it's going to decide what happens in the Premier League, because that's already decided.
OK, then. Cheers for that, Mo. Thanks very much indeed. What we do know about this fixture is that over the last 11 games, it has brought us plenty of goals. 49, in fact. It's an average of 4.5 goals for every game. Please rain goals this weekend at Anfield. As you say, it's the big one. It's Liverpool against Arsenal at Anfield.
Yeah, we're really looking forward to watching it, Simon. It could be an entertaining one, and hopefully plenty of goals. In terms of Arsenal, really interesting there where they've come because of that improvement
from
in
the relegation zone at the start of the season.
They could go above Liverpool.
Unbelievable. Yeah. Next up, ahead of their visit to Anfield, we caught up with Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang, who was discussing the responsibility of being a leader. But as always, the Arsenal captain was in fine form.